Now you know your credit bad.
Yeah, now you credit. Yeah. I was gonna ask her out, but damn, I know that shit ain't no good. I know at some time I'm gonna get yelled at.
He was like, look at that 800 FICO score walking around here.
Yeah, I was like, man, that white girl cool. She ain't gonna talk back. I'm black. Nope, that's it. I'm gonna get cursed out, cut.
You can't even get one of them, money you put money on.
Not in the hot. Yeah, no hot plate, no nothing, Blue.
Can you cook?
Can you cook?
Blue. Yes.
He doesn't know. I mean, I gotta ask a question,
I don't know if you cook. I know this nigga here can cook.
Oh, okay, let me tell you something. I didn't get this side looking at it.
Blue made a plate. Blue made a plate that was so good last week. Nigga, I almost called you. Like, nigga, come over to the crib.
What you doing now?
Yeah, I'm like, just come on by the crib.
Oh, man, let me tell you something. I was single for a long time, and the only way, it was fly as hell if you had an apartment that when they walked in, it was already decorated, and then you had stuff in the refrigerator, you had hors d'oeuvres that you could lay out, and then the meal with some wine. Now, mind you, most people don't understand what wine is. So, you could give them some $2 chuck. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. But they just like the whole layout. And when they would come into my apartment, they would always say, who's your woman live here, or she just left? I said, oh, no, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is pimping to the highest level.
Well, I don't know what that means because I ain't never had a refrigerator full of food. So that's the first thing. And definitely no hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, just a refrigerator full of leftovers of
now, I will tell you one thing.
McDonald's bags?
I will tell you one thing I have in my fridge.
Oh, what you got?
I got a
lot of
30-year-old bottle, 1990, of Cristal. My boy got
30-year-old bottle?
Guy Torrey gave it to me. No, but he gave it to me in 98, 99, I think. So,
is this when you was co-hosting Fat Tuesday?
Yeah, but he gave it to me on my birthday, on my 30th birthday. So it's 23 years. It's been in my fridge 23 years. I said I'm not gonna crack it until I get me a movie like on the big screen on TV.
Oh, okay.
Right. So that was the reason behind it, right?
Okay.
So I'm telling you this story because one evening I happened to have this fine woman come over to the crib.
Okay. Okay. So you're gonna make a movie?
Damn near finest memory of the crib, right?
Yeah.
So. Yeah. She coming to the crib, but you know how them black girls be walking in the fridge. Oh shit, nigga. You got Cristal, nigga. Let's crack that. I said, bitch, if you don't put that motherfucking bottle down, you will be sucked in your motherfucking eyes. Like, what's wrong with you? I said, you put the motherfucking bottle down and you grab that motherfucking bottle of Moet and be happy with that shit. So
you're like that's for my future ambitions.
We didn't leave the date. Nah, she just grabbed the Moet, we cracked that, and everything was good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're telling me? Wait a minute. So you telling me you had more than one bottle in your fridge?
No, the crib, the fridge was cool. She just grabbed the wrong bottle.
Oh, okay.
Talk about, let's crack this. I'm like, bitch, just pop that motherfucker, see what happens.
Oh, okay.
See what blanket you come rolling out in my crib tonight, because that's what's going to happen. I'm going to kill her. So, sorry, y'all. No, me too, my bad.
I was going to say, you can't even do that. Time's up.
Well, you can't. Who is this nigga over here? Like,
oh!
Yeah, I mean, we want to introduce him because he came out of nowhere. Who was this?
So my man
called Out the Blue, right?
Yes, it is called Out the Blue.
Okay.
So my man 50 Grand, we call him Big Dave. Big Dave will be reading Black News. And we call it Black News because we want people to be up to date with the understanding of good news, which is Black News. Much love.
Cool. All right. Good. See, I incorporated you because they was probably wondering, who is this nigga in the corner? You know what I'm saying? But I'm that kind of dude.
At first, I thought he was your bodyguard.
I don't know who the fuck nigga was at first. But the nigga did give me a drink, so I was like, cool. Somebody can give me a drink, something,
Just a big nigga over there on a
timeout
with a mic in front of him.
With some glasses.
So wait, how long, when did y'all both start graying?
What?
Oh, my bad. Okay. When did y'all get snow on your jaws?
Yeah. Man, let me tell you about my gray. And the reason that I'm gray today is because I had a couple. I told you that's why I missed the shoot. I had an audition, and when you go into an audition, and then whatever you go in there, they want you, huh?
Nothing.
No.
Go ahead.
We're gonna let you got any more dry jokes you want to tell me tonight, motherfucker?
I got a few more. Let me get you a drink so you can wet your whistle.
Blue, you got any more that won't work? Okay, so anyway, I had an audition and I had to keep it for the callback, so I didn't cut it off. But next week it's gonna be trimmed up. I'm gonna be looking fresh and fly. That's just how it's gonna be.
Man, hey, look, I don't know why people don't just let it go ahead and let it happen. We look fly. I mean, your salt and pepper is fly for you.
Yeah, know, Blue, you've been in the business, you've been in the game a long time.
Yeah.
So you know, sometimes what happens is you rather go in with the younger look, and then if they need you, like one movie I did, they told me, oh, you can get a gray beard. I said, yeah, okay, let it grow, so we can have it. So you rather go in looking at least younger than older, because then people, you know, shit, it might be a McDonald's commercial. I gotta get that.
So Maria, do you have any gray hairs?
I do.
Where they at? You on the head?
They in there.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Okay. Oh, so they're actually in there.
Yes,
Oh,
all
okay.
over.
Oh, you know.
Looks nice though.
You know,
Thank you.
not to change the, you know, we talking about gray hair getting old, you know, not to change the subject, and we gotta, you know, we gotta talk about this because it has been the movement, and see, we're from LA, well, I'm from LA, and we're in LA. It has been the movement, and it's been the mood of LA, really the country. We gotta talk about my man, number 8, 24, Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first time I felt this way, with just a little rock in my stomach, was when Magic Johnson said he had AIDS. And at that time, we didn't know much about it, so it was basically like he was saying, "I'm about to leave this earth."
Yeah.
And so, what did it feel like to you, though?
Man, it was so crazy because me and my boy was just talking. We were literally talking for about 40 minutes about LeBron and Kobe on Sunday.
Okay.
About LeBron passing him in points.
Right. The night before.
And the love that he was showing Kobe and vice versa. And I'm a big LeBron fan. Everybody knows that. I don't, make any excuses. So the thing about it that got me was right when I got off the phone with him, because he kept getting calls. He said, "Man, yo, Steve was calling me. This guy called." Like everybody was calling him. And I think that's what the reason they was calling him for. So I said, "Well, look, man." It was about 9:35, 9:45. I said, "Well, take the calls, man. I'm gonna go to the store." And when I put my boots on, walked out my crib. The minute I walked out the door and down the stairway in my apartment, he called me back. And I said, "Yo, Moody, what's up?" And he said, "Man, Kobe gone." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Kobe's dead." And I just shocked. Bro, even when I say it again, it grabbed my chest.
Man,
and I had to turn around, bro. Blue, I turned around and walked in the crib, and I couldn't move. I just laid in the bed for about at least almost an hour, bro, just like going through the news feed and everything. You know what I mean?
It felt. I mean,
it just felt terrible.
It just felt amazingly terrible, and then
it felt unfair.
Oh my,
that's
unfair.
That's what it felt.
That's what it felt like.
Unfair,
it felt
like,
unfair.
Yeah.
Like my man had made a decision to his next level. He was about to embark on the next level of his life, and he was happy about it.
Yeah, and he had made Kobe had made a change in his life where, for years he was kind of what they say aloof. Like he was his own person. He was not close to a lot of people. I mean, I went to Shaq's 30th birthday party at Shaquille's house. Kobe wasn't there. They just didn't really have a relationship. And Kobe didn't have a lot of relationships with a lot of the people. But, obviously when he had I not only want to say his kids, I think as he got, because he had his girls while he was in the league.
Yes.
I mean, so I don't want to use the excuse of his kids changed him. But when he got later in his career, and I think he had the kids, and I think any man that has kids sees what the kids need.
Man.
They see how when you see that your children need something, you start looking at people differently.
Man, especially girls.
Especially girls.
I only have a daughter.
Right.
And let me tell you something. That has amazingly brought focus in my days every day. Like,
Right.
I understand that I got this young lady that I want to, number one, keep off the pole. Yes, that's the number one job for a father is to keep his daughter off the pole. But number two, my thing is, it's not about spoiling.
They make good money.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm about spoiling my daughter, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I try to do for my daughter so these little young whippersnappers, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
These little young hustlers can't impress her.
Right.
You know what I mean? They they can't impress her.
I think I don't have any kids, but I have godkids and I have a goddaughter that just actually went back to Philly.
Right.
I always say you should teach your daughters as a man what you should expect as a woman.
Oh yeah.
So what I'm saying is, teach her everything. Like, hey, if the dude's giving you these lines, if it ain't gonna be nothing worse, he ain't getting nothing out of it. It's nothing he can give you outside of what he wants from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
So, I mean, it was just, I think in terms of Kobe, man, it was just, and I knew, and the thing about it, the crazy thing is, I met Kobe. A lot of people say, well, I know Kobe. I met Kobe when he first came out here in '96.
Me too.
Before he had went on the prime with Brandy. Let's put it that way.
Me too.
And this is when me and Guy Toy and I used to have the Fat Tuesday at the Comedy
Right.
Store. And Shaq brought him. But people don't know, right? People don't know. Shaq and Kobe used to hang.
Oh, real tough.
They don't really understand. A lot of people
Real
think
tough.
it wasn't.
And Fat Tuesday, Shaq went to.
Oh, Shaq was there
on a regular basis. Yeah.
I performed in front of Paul Pierce before he went even to the league. He was still at Kansas.
Oh wow.
And so this one night, they were like, because they would always tell us coming back, they tell us what celebs,
Right.
we always had celebs in the crowd.
Right.
They would always come back, who were the big boys in the house. So
Okay.
they're like, yo, Shaq and Kobe here. We like, Shaq and Kobe? I said, oh yeah, that's cool. So, man, I go out there and Shaq, Shaq loves comedy, which is why he does the Shaq tour.
Yeah.
And Shaq would be he'll be in the audience and go, just do some shit like, the show be going on, he'll be like, your mama. Like, nigga, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Just come out of nowhere just to get you to talk about it. But this night, Kobe was there. And man, I'll never forget, I talked about Shaq a little bit. And I said, oh, is that Kobe? And everybody, oh, Kobe. I said, nigga, how old are you? 18? I said, nigga, get your ass out the club before you shut us the fuck down. Shit, we got
Hey, look, he's 18, but his money was grown.
His money was grown.
Money was grown.
But you know what, man? I feel bad for him, his family, because I feel bad for Kobe because he was evolving as a person, and all of these stories you're starting to hear about that we didn't know about, he was just giving back and being more open and stuff. And I feel bad for his wife because, like you just said about yourself, I'm quite sure, because I don't have kids, but when a man walks in the house and he has kids, especially a daughter, and they see their dad, and especially they know their dad's a good dude, it's like, daddy, and it's playful, it's all kind of stuff. So to know that's not gonna happen, man, it just broke it literally broke my heart, man. And I don't get, well, I'm a sensitive dude. I get emotional because I feel bad for people, but this one really just.
And the reason why, because we saw this young man at the age of 17.
Yeah.
Oh, we watched him grow up.
We raised him.
We raised him.
I mean, we didn't literally raise him, but LA raised him.
No, LA raised him. We
Came
raised
to our city and literally grow up in front of our eyes.
Man.
Good,
and he a Philly boy.
Different.
And that's what I like. And, I'm from Philly. And his dad went to Bartram.
Oh.
His mom went to Overbrook High School.
Where'd you go?
I went to Dobbins.
Okay.
My brother went to Brook. Brook was in my neighborhood. Brook was walking to school.
Okay.
But I went to a vocational school.
Okay.
So Brook was right near, and so that's why we got a place. I'm from a place called the Hilltop, and that's where the Hilltop.
That's funny. They got a Hilltop in Seattle.
Yeah, but ours is called the Hilltop Hustlers.
And so is
them niggas ain't the real ones. Seattle.
Okay.
Sorry,
it's not even Seattle. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Let me get this right.
But there is Tacoma. There is a Hilltop Tacoma. Because I did a show there, and I said, oh shit, there's a Hilltop
with Pierre.
Yeah. No, I didn't do it with him at that time.
Okay.
But I did do it with him one time, which will never happen again.
Wow.
That nigga, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, Maria.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. You have a daughter.
I do.
Is she a daddy girl?
She is.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. The way, when y'all were together, the way that you treated him, could she look at that representation and know how to treat the man that comes in her life?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. You ain't got a lot to tell the truth.
That's why you got rid of the nigga. This nigga don't know how to treat me.
Yeah.
He ain't treating nobody. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'm sorry we started late. My bad. Sorry we started late. But they said the sound is kind of the sound is kind of low. Oh, okay. Okay. Done deal. Question.
Yeah.
Sportsman.
You know it.
Super Bowl. Who you got, baby?
Man, this is a hard one for me because I actually did not want neither one of these teams. I actually wanted. Actually, every team I picked to win in the playoffs lost. Now, I don't know how I did that, but Baltimore was the team I really wanted. Baltimore was not my team. I'm from Philly. The Eagles and the Raiders are my teams.
Right.
And I don't care what nobody say. I got two teams.
Wait.
I got two teams.
How does you being from Philly make the Raiders your team?
Because when I was a kid,
okay,
the first game I ever saw on television was a Raider game, and it was the first time I could ever understand football. And on the East Coast, the Rail games come on.
They were big names.
If you know the East Coast, they come on at 4:00. So I was home, Sunday afternoon, and the Raiders, that's back there, Ken Stapler, Branch, all them Bulls. So I was like, oh man, this is my team. At that time, the Eagles weren't shit. The Eagles, I just started liking the Eagles.
Two biggest teams was Dallas and the Raiders.
Right, and I just started liking the Eagles until we got Cunningham.
Yeah, okay.
And then we got Cunningham, then I was like, which
was a cold quarterback, boy.
Man, Cunningham was a bad boy.
I mean, number-wise,
yeah.
His numbers said he should have got a championship.
Oh yeah, he should have.
Oh my God.
But I think now here's my thing about this Super Bowl. I kind of want the Niners because of Bosa, because he's a Buckeye.
Okay.
Only because he went to Ohio State.
Okay.
So, and I'm a Buckeye.
Okay.
So you want to see a Buckeye win a Super Bowl. But then I really want Kansas City because Andy Reid was a coach for the Eagles, and I would love to see Andy Reid get a Super Bowl win.
Okay. Well, I'm West Coast. I'm a West Coast rider till I die.
So
the only team, and it's still West Coast. The only team, Denver Broncos. The only thing I went completely out of sight of Cali. But San Francisco would be second. I was never a Raider fan. I just didn't feel like when Raiders came to LA, and I know that's when they got the most popular, but I just didn't like them in LA.
LA is too cool. First of all, Blue, you should have liked the Raiders because you're black like the motherfuckers. You should have liked them. See, that's that joke he got with me earlier.
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
I'm gonna throw a jab every now and then.
I need you to throw a jab. That's what you do is boxing, so yeah.
But you know what, man? LA didn't like the Raiders here when they first came back in '92
at all,
and they could have got them this time, but they didn't want the element, and that's why. Because there's no reason why you building a new stadium in LA, and they were in LA, and you don't go get the Raiders.
It definitely was the element, and I think that's probably why I couldn't flow with it, because I grew up on the east side of LA. I'm from the bottom as far as you can get to the bottom of LA, and Raider Nation was as hood as you could get when it was in LA.
Yeah, and I wasn't here for it because y'all left in '92. They left when I came.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Maybe that's telling me something.
Who's your team, Marie?
The Steelers.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Why the Steelers?
I'm sorry?
Is it sentimental reasons? Because they ain't winning shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my bad.
So why the Steelers?
I said that a little too loud.
Yeah, you said,
I might hurt your feelings.
She's sitting right there.
She is. She's right here.
Yeah.
She's right here. She's right here.
Okay, why you like the Steelers?
I went to one of their games and I fell in love.
You met somebody or you like the game?
No, the game.
Okay.
But what made you fall in love with the game? Was it the popcorn and the big old hot dogs? What was it?
No, I just like the camaraderie.
So was that the first game you ever went to?
Yep.
Okay, so you were like me, the first game?
But I was an Eagles fan first.
Oh, so you can.
Because she close to Philly.
Yeah.
She close with it.
Actually,
5 hours.
She flies into Philly to get home.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, yes. Where you from? Oh, you Delaware. That's right. So why do you like the Eagles? Why you stay with the Eagles?
Delaware doesn't have a team. What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
The closest thing was Philly, Eagles.
You didn't hear what I said? I said, why didn't you stay with the Eagles?
And because I went to Pittsburgh and I really like Pittsburgh.
So you went from
Delaware has a team.
Yeah.
They have the Beaver Elementary Canucks.
Stupid.
Nothing.
First of all, Blue.
Yes, sir.
She's not even 40 minutes from Philly in Delaware. But Dover's a little further. But you want to go 5 hours to hang out with Pittsburgh?
Well, first of all, Philly fans are ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah, we are.
They always been ridiculous, especially the 76ers.
Yeah, we did boo Santa Claus. That's our. We love that. If you from Philly, we boo Santa, nigga. You can get booed. If you could boo Santa Claus, man.
No, Philly will boo anybody.
Yeah, but the boo Santa, there had to be a kid to be like, what's wrong with this nigga? Like
Charles Barkley told me when he played in Philly,
right,
that Philly fans are so serious about their games and teams.
Yeah.
You could be sitting at dinner, and somebody will walk up to you and go, "Why you shoot that ball the other night? Or why you didn't block? Or why you didn't?" I mean, and you're like, "I'm eating my food."
Well, they
I
don't
mean,
do that everywhere.
like they serious.
They don't do that everywhere.
No, not in LA. They don't walk up to you while you eating, or they might walk up to you and ask for a picture, but they ain't coming to reprimand you like they want to whoop you.
The only other sports town that I know maybe like Philly is two.
What's that?
New
Boston.
York. No,
Yeah.
maybe 3
Boston.
then.
New York.
New York.
Boston.
Okay, New York,
You
Boston.
gotta add Boston.
Hold up.
Category.
New York, Boston, and Chicago.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Chicago fans,
Oh my God.
they live and die. They live, but New York is worse because first of all, New York. I mean, if you black and they like you and you do good, they like you. But if not, they come back and call you niggas the next day. I mean, they don't care. You know, New York is the only one that be like, we don't. You know, we like you for whatever you do for us now. You know what I'm saying?
Me. Question.
Who's playing this weekend? Because I don't even know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I'm gonna switch to this question.
Okay.
What was your favorite performance during the Super Bowl
Oh,
halftime?
Prince.
Prince was your
Hands
favorite
down.
performance.
I'm not.
Name me one Prince song.
Wow.
Bryant.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mine was Janet.
Yours was Janet.
Janet.
Yeah, well, because we got to see little titty. That's about it.
Titties on Sunday, baby.
Titties on Sunday?
Titties on Sunday.
Football and titties go together, man.
Okay.
That was the best Super Bowl ever.
Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. Bruno Mars was off the chain,
Oh, he was good.
and Michael Jackson.
But
So I
do you
might as
like-
well just say Bruno Mike.
But do you like Bruno? Yeah, but you know what don't you think he stole all the time? He took his style was like.
Well, wait.
Morris Day.
With that being said, name one great who didn't steal from somebody.
That's not the question. It's not that you didn't steal, but the problem is he built a career. We've all stole a little bit.
Well, no. I don't steal nothing. I'll borrow a little bit.
Right. So what I'm asking though is, I mean, I don't have nothing against the dude. I don't know, but he is the time. Like for young people don't know what I'm talking about because they don't. If you never saw the time, like if you look at Michael Jackson, you can't say. Only thing you can say about Michael Jackson is maybe James Brown.
Jackie Wilson.
Dancing, maybe James Brown.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you got to look at Jackie Wilson.
Okay, but you talk about singing. I've seen Jackie Wilson, but very Jackie Wilson. I remember because he actually had a brain aneurysm, I believe. And that's
I don't
what
remember
killed
none of that shit. You
Yeah.
niggas too old.
him. Well, see, that's why
No.
that's why you need some
I
gray.
remember.
That's why you need some gray hair in your motherfucking beard.
Okay.
You know-
and you
you
can
know
join
what's
the
so funny?
conversation.
You know what's so funny? I get a gray hair, one in my beard and one in my nose, and I pluck both of them.
Damn.
You know, and my parents, my father didn't get his start graying until like 68 or something
Damn.
like that.
Late 60s.
You know
Let
what
me
I'm
tell
saying?
you, I was 19, and my girlfriend at the time in college, and she came up to me and she said, Dannon, and I never believe what she said. I don't know what she said. She said, "You gonna be gray bearded." Where the fuck you come from? Like, I don't know where she got it from, but she told me this. I was
So you were
19.
dating the prophet.
I was dating
Like
a prophet. She was a spiritual
she-
sister and a
She
good girl.
said, and she said she just out of nowhere said you were gonna be great.
She came out of nowhere, and I didn't have no gray or nothing. She
Yeah,
just
like-
said, "You gonna be gray bearded." And Lord, and
Okay,
behold,
that's
probably when I
weird.
got about
Must have been,
34, 35, I started getting the gray hair here and there, and I would pluck it.
Was her name Cleo by any chance?
Nah.
No.
Mm-mm.
Might have saw
Let me
them-
see.
might have saw
Call
them
me
gray
now.
hairs on his nuts.
Cleo from LA. That's what she said. She looked at my balls and said, "You gonna be gray beard."
Yeah, you can't see these.
Yeah.
You can't see these, but you got great. You gonna be great.
But no, man, I think Bruno Mars is good, man. I just real quick on him, but I don't mind it, but I'm just saying when I see him, I just see Morris Day. I just see Morris Day.
So let me say this: Bruno Mars is Hawaiian, right? And when you go to Hawaii, a lot of the performers are impersonators. So it would make sense that his style is so much
like somebody.
like somebody
else.
Okay.
like somebody else.
But I agree.
Why
with
he
you,
pick
Dave.
Elvis?
Everybody reminds you. Of
And he could
somebody.
do Elvis. He
No, he
could
did
do
Elvis as a
Elvis.
kid.
He could do
Okay.
Michael. He could do Prince. And you saw him do Prince when
Right.
oh my God, he killed the Prince.
So is he really singing to us, or he just impersonating the time the whole time, making millions?
No, but he's good with his own stuff.
Let me tell you something. For me being an R&B singer, he's keeping R&B alive.
Okay.
But for some reason, they're really trying to not let R&B have any kind of understanding of life. Like every time something comes up, they go to name it. A neo soul. What the hell is neo soul? Ain't nothing but R&B.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They go to name it something to give it a short lifetime. So it's kind of crazy. Look at it.
I like his music. No, I like him. Don't get it twisted. I was just wondering, and because I'm not now. Music isn't my forte.
Right.
So my thing is, I don't understand. When I look at music, I'm looking back at the '90s groups, the '80s and the '90s groups. Now, that's why I don't like to go to concerts because when I go, I go to a concert and they start singing a song. I'm like, oh, I love the song. And it'll seem like 2 or 3 hooks will be gone. Like, nah, y'all niggas ain't gonna finish this motherfucker. You know? You know
So are you one of those? Speedy is one of those kind of dudes that like to hear
the whole song?
No, he want to hear the song like it sounds on a record at a concert.
Yes.
So you want to be one of.
And you know why though? I got spoiled though, Blue.
Why?
I saw the Whispers live one time, and that was it.
That'll do it.
I saw the Whispers, bruh. They sound like the album.
My thing is, if you want to hear the album, play the album. You go live to see the performance to get a little different variations of what the record is.
So we don't go there to hear the song?
You go to hear the song. I said variations. I didn't say complete changes.
I don't
but
listen
variations.
to a record, an entire album that sounds live. I don't.
You know the only rap concert I ever went to that all of the songs sounded like the rap song?
What?
Okay, now I'm gonna really age myself, but I gotta do it. The Fat Boys.
Oh, man, I went to see the Fat Boys too. Wow. Man,
the Fat Boys.
You know
sang,
what? LL too.
I never saw LL live.
Oh man,
Woo. But I saw the.
You missed the show.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna have to.
You missed the show.
But I'm saying the Fat Boys. I was like, these niggas singing the whole song and acting it. I mean, I was like, man, and you could finish the whole song with them. It was.
Man.
I have a question.
What's going on?
Music. So I think I read. No, I was listening to something the other day on the Grammys. They were talking about the Grammys. And what's the guy, the blonde head guy? He
the
did
blonde
the
head?
He had a wig on. He was on the headband.
Oh, the creator.
Okay, the creator.
Tyler, the creator.
So he won, but he wasn't feeling the fact that he won as a rapper.
What do you want to? Is he a rapper?
He's a rapper.
So why? What was he feeling?
But when he performed that night at the Grammys, you would not have known that he was a rapper till mid of the performance, because he really didn't start spitting until about mid of the performance. He was like,
I didn't get
kinda singing, kind of
headbanging.
Yeah, he wasn't really.
Okay, my question is though, what category is he in? If you would go to the no store, but if you were going online to shop, you know, to get his stuff, is he under singing or rapping?
He's under rap.
I mean, what the nigga mad at?
But he feels he shouldn't be.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think he's upset because he I'm saying, it looks like he seems that he thinks that he is
an artist.
An artist.
I'm an artist. I'm not a rapper.
I mean, shoot, you come up there with a blonde wig on, looking like the Monkees, and I just dated myself. And you got a bob on. You got a blonde bob on with a suit that's half and half like the Joker. One half of it was one color, the other half of it was another color. Like,
what? Blue? Okay, look, you in music, so you can help me out on this.
Okay, I'll let your boy.
What is with all of this? What happened to groups just like going up looking normal, just being able to blow or get down? What is all of the looks?
Okay, first of all, looking
I know
normal.
I'm dating myself.
No, you're not dating yourself, because if you really got really down and you're dating yourself, Earth, Wind, and Fire wore some crazy ass outfits, and so did
Bootsy Collins,
So Parliament Funkadelic. I mean,
Bootsy, I understand.
Okay.
Earth, Wind. They didn't go wow. Like they had a lot of cut. You know what I'm saying?
No.
The shoulder pads was out this far, cut down to here.
Yeah, but it wasn't like what they went. I mean, all right. Well, maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
No.
I don't know, man.
Here's the thing. It was okay because that was your era. It was our era. But today's generation, they don't see anything wrong with his look. We think it's weird and out there, but today's generation doesn't find anything wrong with that.
Today's generation don't find nothing wrong with nothing, but that's another.
Today's generation is very. I can use the word of eclectic, or I can use the word of expressive. I can use the word of metrosexual.
Don't forget to add soft and sensitive too. But that's what comes with all of that. Many you say something about it. Oh, I can be myself. I'm expressing myself. I'm doing this for every kid in Africa.
Cotton ball feelings.
Yeah.
No, ain't no doubt.
Why everybody always say that when something go down? I'm doing it for the women who didn't have a chance. I'm doing it for the little boys who never had a ball. I'm doing it for everybody in Africa. And none of them niggas know you.
I will say that and say this. I think that in every form of fashion, they are trying to make men softer.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they're trying to make men so soft.
And you know why it's working? Because women are agreeing to it. And that's what it is. Women, because you can say what you want. In entertainment, women are the dominant force behind the money being spent. Because at a comedy show, in my audience, it'll be 80% women. And the dudes that come mostly come because they either with their woman or they know there's gonna be some women there.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
dudes don't just buy tickets to go see Luther or Teddy or anybody. You know, their girl be like, I want to go see this guy, and they're like, all right.
How does that make you soft?
Huh?
How's that make you soft?
No, I'm talking about how women spend their money. No, what you mean? Why make it soft? Well, anytime you see a man, you don't think the men are looking soft these days? You think these men are tough? And I ain't talking about tough in terms of being able to fight. It's just your appearance.
Men
See,
be
look,
in the
you
mirror
got,
more
you ain't
than
got
you
no
do.
problem. Look at the look she had. She had that look like, what's wrong with that?
No.
Yes,
no,
you
no,
did.
no.
That's what's wrong. You the motherfucker that told old boy to wear the. What did he have on your boy?
No.
Porter dude. That motherfucker. He was a soft crip. He was like a soft crip.
Wait.
He had blue hat, blue hair,
Talking about?
blue.
Huh?
What you did?
Billy Porter. Did you see
Oh,
Billy Porter? And then the hat had some kind of
But that's his thing.
revolving where the, the
Wait a minute,
shingles
See through?
moved.
See, that's
oh,
the
no,
problem.
no. They moved.
Like it was a blind.
I want one of those.
I was
See-
like a blind.
Now here's the problem. We talked about them making them soft. The first thing she goes, oh, that's his thing. That's the problem.
No.
No,
He's
no.
gay. That's his thing.
Yeah, he gay, but still.
No. But you said purchasing tickets to the show, and what
No,
does that have to do with
because you
being
wasn't
soft?
paying attention. Because what I said, Miss Marie, is women drive the entertainment.
First of
Y'all,
all, you got my name wrong.
Maria?
On purpose. That's not what you said.
I did say Maria.
What did you say, Boo? Marie. Go ahead.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let you know that I'm not going to get in this at all. I am not going to get in between a man and a woman.
Good, the moves I can get to her ass. No, I'm just kidding. No, what I'm saying is, like I said, women drive entertainment.
Right?
When you go to a show, they spend the money. So if women are driving the entertainment, when they see a dude on stage that is eclectic or whatever you want to say, you guys are flowing with it. That's what has something to do with it. It doesn't have nothing to do with the money that's being spent. It has to do, everything always has to do with support. If you support something, it's going to go. If I come out every day on stage with a thong on, the first 5 times y'all going to look at me like, this nigga crazy. If I keep wearing it, after a while, they'll be like, come to stage thong, man. Oh, that nigga funny. And women are going to come.
No doubt about that.
They're going to come. Dudes ain't going to come.
Now, when you're talking about support, I got one for you. And I got one for you, to women, all you women that's out there. I'm going to ask you this question. Hey, look, I'm going to give you your props in this understanding. If women are the ones who are raising all of our children right now, they're raising our men, they're raising our daughters, they're raising them because a lot of the fathers are not in their lives. If women are raising the men in our lives today, why are y'all now still complaining that men ain't shit?
You right.
Because if you are the person that's doing the cooking, you are the one that has the dictation on how the food comes out. So if the woman is raising the man, then you shouldn't be doing nothing but raising men that know how to do number one thing: respect women. So there should be no reason why a woman should be saying a man ain't shit, other than the fact that a woman can't raise a man.
You know what, Blue? That's the first time I've heard it that way, and that's some real shit.
That's some real shit.
Because and they can't say it's not happening because we done lost about 2 or 3 generations of boys,
Completely.
either from prison or whatever the situation may be. So my point being is I think they say that because this is how I look. This is how I look at it. I respect the woman that raises the son or the daughter and don't talk about the daddy. If you got
Oh my
beef,
God.
if you got beef with the daddy, that's okay. But I respect the woman that doesn't feed it into the kid's brain. Let the kid decide what kind of man he is. See what I'm saying? But what's happening, especially, I'm not sure about the white race, as Lonnie Love would say, no, it's just only in our race because of slavery.
Wow.
A
I
what
don't.
race?
The white
A
race.
what?
The white
A
race.
white race.
What he thought you was.
Yeah, the Caucasian race. Does that help you out?
Yeah.
I know.
Colonizers.
Yeah, colonizers. I know that a lot of these women talk down on the man. And if you talk down on the man, you feed that into your kid's mind when he sees a daddy, if he wants to see the daddy, or if you hold him back away from the daddy. I got a brother right now, never say his name, good dude, great guy, comedian, woman holding the kids from him. Holding his son from
I
him.
know who you're talking about.
No, holding his son from him. And there's a couple of them, so, but I know you know one of them, and you might know my other one.
Right.
And the thing about it is,
I do know people.
and the thing about it is, now this kid is gonna grow up. He is gonna grow up if he doesn't get to see him soon and say, my daddy was never there. That's why I tell men, write letters to your kids, date them, take a picture, mail it. I know it's kind of like
Danny, you ever do time? Cause that sound like
no.
Correspondence.
You know what I'm saying? That sound like shoot a kite.
Emails and stuff is cool, but you're not gonna come back 20 years later and show your kids, like, look, show you what email is. You
But
gotta
I think-
show them something that you were trying to communicate with them. That's all I'm saying.
I think things are changing. I think when I was growing up, you heard a lot of the dads weren't there, but now I think they are.
Oh no, they're
Way
changing.
more.
Dads are
Way more than it
are
used to be.
man. It is changing.
It's a
Dads
little-
are raising their
yeah,
children,
It's a little bit,
especially
changing.
black dads.
It's a little bit changing, but it's not. It's changing because you know why it's changing? Because of social media. Because now it's being able, the information is being out there that these men are doing that. Men been taking care of the kids, and men been loving the kids. They just ain't been able to get that out to the masses. So the story I hear about is the dude who ain't paying the child support, who ain't taking care of the kid. But I know a lot of good fathers out there.
I know a lot of good fathers. That ain't sense me. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm one of those kind of cats, and if you're not doing what you need to do for your child, I ain't really got no sympathy for you. I'm not. Don't come talking to me about, man, this, that, and the thing. Unless the woman is doing it in spite, keeping the child away,
Yeah, that's
I
the problem.
understand. But other than that, let me tell you something. The child is going to say, why, when they get to a certain understanding, they're going to say, why you didn't fight for me. I understand my mama a trip, but why didn't you fight for me?
Right.
And your answer is going to not be enough to be okay.
But you gotta ask the question, now what do you mean though, Blue? Do you mean not doing something with your kid, like not being there when the opportunity is there?
So when the woman decided that she wanted to use her power against you and take your child, not let you see your child, put you through all these changes, you fight means let the child see you do everything you can.
But a lot of times though, Blue, how can the child see it if the mother's holding them from the child?
Go
No,
to
I'm
court.
saying you go to court.
Go to court.
Get you an attorney.
Yep.
Go to
And-
court
You don't even
and
need
fight
an
for
attorney.
time.
Well, that even if you fighting, your kid don't.
You
know
might not win.
but your kid don't know you fighting if the mother's keeping you, ain't taking the kid to court,
Right? Yeah.
right? So what I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I got you.
But I'm saying, how is the kid is not going to know that you're fighting to see your child, to be with your child?
I guess what they definitely gonna know when they get old enough, when they see there was no court case.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, that's
why
worse.
didn't you? Why
No, they're not
didn't
gonna know
you?
if they were court case. Blue. They gonna,
Oh,
they
well,
gonna come and ask.
let me-
They're gonna
let me
come and
tell you
ask you,
something.
Blue.
They'll
not gonna
come
go,
ask.
That's
They'll
what I'm
ask
saying.
her,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
and the
They're not-
mama gonna say, "Hey, your daddy don't want you, cause if he wanted you, we ain't went to court. He ain't called nobody. Ain't no. Hey, look, he ain't paid nothing. I ain't seen nothing.
Yeah. I know a lot of, I know a couple, I know some good dudes that are having issues with seeing their kids or getting the mother to do right by the kids, and they're not talking about it. And the reason they don't talk about it, because if you talk about it on social media about women not doing their part, you want to get outgunned by women talk about, no, men ain't this, and you're gonna get so many women that just be like, you know what, this is an argument I can't even win. But I
Oh,
know-
no, it
Well,
is
that's
argument
not
you
even
can't
anything
win.
you should really be talking about.
It is an
on social
argument you
media.
can't Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no, no, no,
It's
no.
not for social media.
It's not, but if someone brings it up, so a lot of people bring up their issues on social media.
And
a
they
lot of
should
people,
not.
they shouldn't, but if they do, and you support that,
They live their life.
they
on
they
social
they
media.
they gonna be like, well, what about the women that went through this and this and this and this and this and this? So that's one of the big things. That's one of the big issues.
Look, but I will say this. Any of you brothers out there, or any of you men out there that that have children, and the mother is causing you the most harm in the understanding of not being. They're playing games with your child.
Yeah, kill the bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
God
It was right on the
woo! Shots fired. Literally.
Shots fired. Get
literally.
rid of it. Yeah. I'm bad. Go ahead.
Look, I mean, man, just look. In this understanding, life is so short. I know that it is a whole lot of drama that they're taking you through, but do as much as you can just to look. If you don't wear them down, wear them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, give as much fight as you can because a child's life is so short. Look, I remember when my daughter was born, and now she's 4.
Right. Yeah.
Like, if I was to say, you know what, the mama tripping, I'm going to wait. Well, I only got to wait about 13 more years.
Yeah, 13 more. Anything can happen then.
Yeah, anything can happen. And the person, look, you want to raise your child up to be the person that you would like to be around. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So 13 years of your child not being in your life, you don't know who that is.
You put that so well, Blue.
What?
Say that one more time.
You want to raise your child to be the person you would want to be around.
I love that.
When you get older. That's what because look, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of parents can't stand their child when they get grown.
Well, first of all, that's the other myth. We'll get into that another time. Everybody talk about, I hate when people bring home the baby. You need to have one of these. It's so precious. Look at him. You ain't never seen nobody say a kid is precious after 13.
Oh, my God.
When the motherfucker turned 13, because I always tell women, because I do a joke on stage and I tell women be like, because, women hate to be called bitches.
Yeah.
You call them a bitch. But I tell them, I said, women, look, no disrespect. I always say, you got to say that. Got to get them there, But the first woman to ever call you bitch, where's your mama? She'd be like, girl, her girlfriend would call her, girl, how Crystal doing? You'd be like, let me tell you what this little bitch did last night.
It depends if your mama was saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost.
Yeah, well, let me tell you what this whole bitch did the other night.
I don't think I would ever say that about my daughter.
Look,
Your daughter ain't made you mad yet. How old's your daughter?
13.
You about to get it.
Yeah, you. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There are so many other things to say.
I've seen mothers
even if
go
you don't call
toe to toe with their child at 13.
Even if you don't call it a B word, you about to go toe to toe.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I have a 22-year-old, and we went toe to toe.
But he a boy. Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
It don't matter, but you about to really go toe to toe.
Oh, yeah.
It ain't never been a woman I've met that ain't say that they've been battling with their daughters.
I agree with that. I just don't agree with you calling your
I know
daughter
some
a
women that had to
Lord,
straight
she
up
got sensitive on me.
Knuckle them up with their daughter.
Blue, she got sensitive all of a sudden. I don't believe you call no woman a bitch. All right.
I said your
you
daughter.
You ever call your girlfriends bitches? And even do it in fun? You ever do that?
No, I think a few times, but we don't do that.
You've never said, hey, bitch, how you doing?
No.
You ain't never called your girl bitch in love?
We don't know.
You never used the word bitch?
Yes, I've used it when I don't like you.
So you shouldn't do that then.
No.
Don't use
Not
the word
with
bitch.
my
No, she said if she don't like you.
If I don't like you, I meant it.
She don't use the word randomly.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you, because since you don't know, I wonder. Sometimes I be wondering, do women? Is there a pitch like dogs hear that is high with the bitch? Because they'll be like, bitch, quit tripping, and it don't be no problem. But if they say bitch at the wrong time,
Yeah.
or the wrong way, like what defies the understanding of bitch? Like, is there a pitch that says, oh, okay, you mean that? It's like,
it's in the context of the sentence. I'm not saying I have said it. I'm just saying I don't like to, and it's something I don't do anymore. I have in the past.
Okay, so then that's what you got to break down the truth. Don't make me feel like I'm saying shit out the motherfucker.
I mean, you didn't let me get there, but
no,
yes,
I
what
did.
I'm saying
I gave you plenty of time to
would not
recover.
call my daughter that.
Okay,
because I'm gonna be honest.
Well, we didn't say you called your daughter that. We just said that.
Reality shows only work for women.
Yeah.
And men reality shows, that don't work.
And in reality with us, we don't be doing no bullshit.
Man, let me tell you something. You call each other out of the name, it's a fight. The show over.
If you ever notice, you've never
it
seen
is for a female too. If it's an argument, you're not calling her a B, and y'all having a problem.
No, but y'all
some of them, the
what
girl
about
code is okay if you're cool.
Housewives? I've seen Atlanta Housewives. I've heard them call girls bitches.
When they're mad at each other.
They call each other bitches for fun, and then when they get mad at each other,
I
they
wanna
call
watch that
bitches.
anymore,
And women do,
And they be mad.
and trust me, women do call each other bitches in fun.
In
They
fun.
do. I just said I don't.
Yeah,
But they do. I'm sorry?
Because you're proper.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying I like to use it when I need to use it.
So what is your
D
endearing?
Green, what?
What is your endearing name for your homegirl?
Yeah. What's your endearing name?
Girl, probably. I don't know.
Girl, that's all you say. Girl.
I'm gonna
You
say
boring.
bitch. No. Okay.
Okay. all right.
I'm gonna say that's how
You
I
ain't got no
feel.
lesbian in your future.
Yeah, she boring.
You ain't got no lesbian in your future.
When we see your homeboy, yeah, that's the word. Brothers, when we see another dude that's our partners, that's the first word come out
Let me
your mouth.
text them.
You know what I said I was going to try to do? I was going to use the word, switch my word from nigga to bigger. Bigger.
But I hate to hear that too.
Bigger.
Like,
I'm
no,
saying bigger because the
Look,
word.
D Green's like what?
And the reason why I'm using bigger because the understanding of me not calling you nigga is bigger than you understand. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen,
We'll be back with us.
my name is Blue Man.
We're about to take a 5 minutes. Take a 5-minute break from that bullshit right there. I like to see that work out there in the street. I like to see that. Yeah, I like to see that work out in the street. Yo, bigger.
What's up, bigger? Bigger.
Bigger. What you say that? Because I wanted to let you know that you're bigger than a nigga. He gonna be like,
And he's gonna say,
he gonna say, nigga, you crazy. Black ass out of here, come over here and drink this wine with us. Cut all this bullshit out.
I mean, hey, look,
box.
I hate to use it myself, but it cuts out a whole lot of. You can use it in different terminologies. It cuts out a whole lot of conversation.
You know why? Let me tell you, I'm gonna break it down for you very quick why white folks have a problem with not being able to say nigga. Because if you ever talk, you can go up to 10 black people in the street,
Okay.
pick randomly, and ask them, tell me a white joke, and they can't do it.
Because it's got nigga in it.
No.
Because what?
I said go to a black
Oh,
dude
okay.
and tell
okay.
them,
Okay.
tell me a white joke.
Okay.
Which means, like, you know how white folks come up to you, hey man, I got a joke for you. And there'd be some type of racial undertone. We don't think that way as people. We don't sit around and think about jokes. Okay, this is a Mexican joke. You know what I mean? We don't. But those races always have, other nationalities have jokes on African Americans.
They do.
So that's why it offends them and hurts them that they can't use the word nigga on us. Because we done flipped it. We done took a word out of the hate for them and switched it. So they figure like, well, because we already know. When you say nigger, we already know you ain't saying it in love. I don't care what nobody says. So black people get mad. Well, we shouldn't use the word at all. No, we should. We should not keep allowing anybody keep dictating what we should be saying, how we should be acting. That's what they've been doing to us for over 400 years.
But isn't it kind of crazy that now you're a rapper? You know the reason why you completely rich is because your song has crossed over to all genres.
Mm-hmm. Completely rich.
Completely rich.
Not solo rich.
Yeah.
Completely rich. Yeah.
Because it has crossed over to other genres.
Right.
When you were writing that, when you were cashing those checks, you knew that the delivery of the song was going to put the person in that same frame to be able to say nigga. Right. So how can you get upset as a rapper? You cashing them checks.
Yep. You brought the house.
But you want them to, quote unquote, like your songs, but when it get to that nigga part, go.
They can't sing it.
They can't say it.
But
that's why I think nobody should be
heard a
saying
rapper
it.
say it. I never heard a rapper say that in terms of his audience, in terms of people that support him. But I think now us as people, you're in the car with one of your boys. He might be a white boy, and to me it just resonates of when you use that word, because most people, like I said, when I'm at home.
No, but is it okay if he says it in the song?
No.
If he's riding with you, he needs to stop saying it.
I just can't.
He needs to stop on that word.
I know it's not right. It touches me when I hear them say it. But I'm gonna tell you why.
But now, is that only Caucasians, or are we talking about any other race other than African American?
Only was I don't have problems with Puerto Ricans saying it, and I don't have, because Puerto Ricans and blacks. I'm on from
They're blacks. They're blacks.
And Puerto Ricans and blacks have been together for years.
What about Mexicans?
Got a problem with it because Mexicans.
But Mexicans are black too.
No, but the reason I have a problem with it is because when I first moved to LA, I was blindsided and blindfolded.
Okay.
Because coming from because I was thinking the Mexicans was cool with black people.
Oh.
And I was like,
at first I was like, you was a hostage?
no, I was, no, you gotta remember, I lived in Long Beach. I lived in Long Beach.
No, I got it now.
And I was going to them neighborhoods and stuff. And dudes was like, yo, my man, you can't be coming around here. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong, man? No Mexicans don't be playing that. And I was like, I thought everything was like,
so wait a
cool.
minute, that's
cool.
an LA thing? Because I don't understand it.
What?
Yeah, it's a California thing.
California.
Because even if you go to in prison on the East Coast, Puerto Ricans and blacks is cool. I saw a documentary online where they sent the Puerto Rican boy from jail. They sent him over here to the West Coast to go to prison, and he was like, I was down with the black dudes, even though I spoke the language. I knew Spanish, but I was down with black dudes. That's how I felt comfortable with. So that threw me off.
No, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of now in LA. There is a somewhat of a segregation, but
It's in LA too, bro.
Yeah, no, but
Come on,
there's a lot of Mexicans and blacks that are tight. That's why we call them Blaxicans.
Yeah.
That's why the kids in the hoods are now mixed.
But see, to me, that's still a racial tone because on the East Coast, we don't do that with Puerto Ricans. Nigga, Puerto Rican, he down with us. Y'all give them nicknames to make them know, oh, they cool with black people. That's just the difference in us. On the East Coast,
and I'm
you
gonna tell you
Puerto Rican,
why.
you don't say Blaxarican because you cool with Puerto Ricans.
Because I'm gonna tell you why.
And the Dominicans are cool.
When I was growing up, there was 2 Mexicans in the hood. Rudy lived on at the end of my block. Sarah lived on 2 blocks on 78. Everybody, it was only 2 Mexicans. Like it wasn't what Mexico.
What year was that?
In the 80s.
Yeah,
in the
okay.
80s, in the 80s and the 90s, there wasn't no bunch of Mexicans.
Okay.
Not at all. Mexicans took over the hood in the 2000s.
But you're saying, but Blue, you're talking from your experience of just your block.
Right.
If we want to keep it 100,
yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100.
then the 100 is, if, for instance, when brothers go to prison on the West Coast, they got problems if they ain't down. I've heard of one of my boys who was a Crip told me one time one of his boys was put in one of those modules downtown with, him, 2 brothers and 35 Mexicans. You know what I mean? This
No, you're right.
Catching heat.
You're right.
But the difference is, and I got a problem with it, I'm saying it blew me away because being from the East Coast, Puerto Ricans and blacks was all cool. If anybody that we had to watch out for sometimes was the Jamaicans. Because they was the ruthless motherfuckers. They was the ones that was
there was a different understanding. Like when I was going in high school, we had this homeboy was one of my homeboys.
Mm-hmm.
He was so down with the blacks. He was a blood. And the Mexican gang was F-13 when we was growing up. But he was a straight up, during that time they were Bloods and Crip Mexicans. Because they were tight with us.
Yeah. But again, they was tight with you then. I have a partner. He had to go do 6 months out here.
Okay.
Honduras dude.
Okay.
Well, he was Honduran. Yeah,
When you get out?
So he had to do 6 months. When he went to jail,
Uh-huh.
now he cool as hell with brothers.
Okay.
And a lot of his business is done with brothers.
Okay.
Went to jail. He said he had
to.
He didn't communicate with no black people.
He had to.
He couldn't. So to me, that just lets you know the dynamics of it. But on the East Coast, it's not like that. You go to Rikers or you go to one of these islands like that, man, Puerto Ricans and black. And I'm not glorifying.
Talk about these islands like it's Barbados or
I'm
something.
I'm not glorifying.
Go to one of these islands.
The prison stuff. I'm saying the relationship part.
I get you. I get you. It is more segregation in California.
And that's what threw me off when I first came
on the
to
West
LA.
Coast. It is more segregation on the West Coast.
I really didn't realize that. So, speaking of culture.
Okay, my bad.
You were going to say something else?
No, not today.
No. So, have you seen the recent debate?
No, but your hair looks beautiful today, I'm going to tell you.
Oh, D Green, thank you.
You're welcome.
Trying to make up for that little slide comment you said to me.
Yeah, 'cause I didn't want
Who
you to
does
slash
your
my
hair?
tires.
Celie?
Yeah.
Celie Pasapiti?
Who's that?
I've been watching some of the debate. I'm going to tell you, man, this year, we got, Democrats got problems, bro.
Well,
Wait a minute, how you feel about
Go ahead.
us not really being represented?
We're not represented.
I know.
And-
We were, and what happened?
Well, they won. Kamala, I wasn't voting for her. I was never going to vote for her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe the brother from Jersey.
Okay.
Cory Booker.
Yeah, Booker, maybe. But Kamala was never, Kamala, what her name? She was never getting my vote because
I will say
of
this,
her,
though.
of her background history. And I voted down.
This last debate, you missed them in this last debate. Okay, wasn't no heat. It just wasn't no heat brought in this last debate. You missed Cory Booker and you missed Carmella.
But the problem is, you know why I posted this about a week ago. I said, I love this time of year. I love when it's time to get the president, because this is when all the churches open up all of their Sunday doors to let all of the people running for office and stuff in and come in. And what I like about it is, and the photo ops and to talk to the congregation. And I love when we run for presidents, because this is when we find out all the things the country needs that we ain't getting. Because ain't none of these promises going to happen. But this is what you find out what the country really needs.
What you find and what you've been lacking.
Yeah. They'll tell you everything we need. All of a sudden, like everybody looking at Mike Bloomberg. First of all, I don't know a black person in New York going to vote for Bloomberg. Not with his little stop and frisk situation. Not with him putting Plexico Barris in prison for 3 years when he shot himself. I mean, come on, man. I mean, but then you forget these kind of things. Now all of a sudden you coming out, I'm like, where you find a black baby? You ain't had a black baby around.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. You don't know if they can find a black baby around the kids, and even the babies be like, Mama, who is this nigga? Just take it, hurry up and take it. This is a $55,000 shot right here. Hurry up.
Okay, well, I tell you what, this last debate, it didn't make me want to pick anybody. Nobody came out strong to me in this one. But I will say this, right now, this whole election on the Democrat side is going to be run on who name you know the best. Mm-hmm. Who name you know the best.
Listen,
that's it.
It's not only who name you know the best, but who you think name is going to outweigh Trump's name. Like, people don't understand. And I told somebody this the other day. This impeachment stuff is all bullshit.
Oh, it is.
It was bullshit from the get.
Because the Senate was never going to impeach her.
Yeah, and it was bullshit. And all these black people on social media every day for months, Trump did Trump. I'm like, listen, you know what this impeachment, the only reason they had the impeachment, to put in your mindset that Trump is not the president that we need, so that when it comes down to election time, you're going to have that in your spirit of them. Oh, yeah, they did try to impeach. It's going to be ingrained in you to try to vote for one of the Democrats. That's all that impeachment is. They had nothing on this dude the whole time. And they mad about it. I voted for Hillary. I voted for Obama twice. I voted for Clinton. But I tell people straight up, I knew my right hand to heaven on election night, he was going to win.
I said that to everybody.
I told people they were going to win.
I
knew he was going to win.
The reason why, and I'm going to tell you why I believe he, there are a couple of reasons why I believe.
And then I'm going to go after you and tell you why I thought.
A couple of reasons why I believe he won was women was not ready for a women president. Let me say that one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Women were not ready for a women president.
Maria wasn't ready.
And because there's no way in the world, do you understand that women outvote us?
Yes.
10 to 15 to 1. So if they were ready for a woman president, we wouldn't even, it'd be just like being married.
And be specific too on one part.
Yeah.
Keep your thought.
What up?
White women. They the ones that let's go ahead and keep that shit running. Okay,
I was thinking that.
All of the stuff that he said
grab by the pussy
towards women was not enough to change women's thought of we still ain't voting for a woman.
And you wanna know why? Because women know women. And the thing about when you're the president, when you are a leader of a company, now I know people are gonna call into the show, I'm gonna get backlash, but when you are a leader of a company or a corporation or a country, you cannot perform on emotion. It's gotta be facts. It can't be emotion.
Well,
you can't talk about
nothing
I got cramps.
About Hillary.
You can't be like, I got cramps. Push the red button. Everybody gotta die. You know what I mean? You can't do that. And I'm not knocking. I'm not saying that men haven't done on emotion, but we know that women work off emotion. You also can't run the country. See, the problem. I'm gonna tell you what hurt the women in the election.
Wait a minute. I feel like that is really sexist. Every woman does not move off of emotion. You just grouped everybody in one. Not true. Again,
every black man isn't a thief. Right. Every white guy isn't bad. Mm-hmm. But when it comes down to what people's perception is, every black dude is at sometimes going to be a predator.
Yeah.
And every white dude
I just got Velcro hands.
So my point being is, and thank you for bringing that up. I'm happy that you bring that up. But here's my point.
You're welcome.
Here's my point, though, Miss Maria. When Hillary and these people were, when Hillary was running, not these people, Hillary was running.
Yes, indeed.
You can't run an election where you're saying, and we're going to get women power, and we're going to get women power. You got to do it across the board. Because, yeah, in LA, we want to be liberal, we want to be everybody good and cool. If you never travel, when you go to Oklahoma, and you go to Nebraska, and you go to that Bible Belt, these people live by a different code. They don't mind the man being the leader. They're not looking at the man of saying he can't lead the family. They're not looking at the woman saying you're going to be the one in control.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just telling you what the fuck the truth is. So the truth of the fact is, when you run, if I run my, like someone said in my documentary, they said, well, Danny, your documentary is it a black documentary? I said, no, it's a human interest story that has black fighters in it. Because if I promote my documentary as just a black documentary,
right,
nobody gonna watch it.
Ain't nobody, and a pension told it. So what I'm saying.
So is it only black fighters or no?
No, I just said it. In my documentary, yes, only black fighters. But what I'm trying to use the example of is when women run for things, like you have. So
where's the white at?
Yeah.
In your documentary?
Huh?
On the back of the hand?
No, there's no white. There's the promoter in it is white.
Oh, okay.
But of course, you didn't look at the story, even though
I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look at it.
Of course you did, Blue.
No, I'm
hurt
gonna
my
look
feelings,
at it.
goddamn.
No, I ain't hurt your feelings. You just sent it to me last night.
Well, damn it, I expected to look at
And
it
it
last
took you
night.
9 times. Oh, no, ain't no sense in me lying. When we were
Took 10
texting,
days to
when
send
you
it.
were texting, I had one eye closed.
But what I'm saying to you is, it's not a knock on women, and women take it that way.
Yes, indeed.
But when you promote something, okay, it's like when you go to a store.
Okay.
If you have a store that goes white people only, what's gonna happen?
Somebody gonna
Desegregation, right? It's segregation.
Okay.
So you're gonna feel offended. But if you have a store that goes, hey, it's a store and it's open to the public. Anybody and everybody's gonna come in. So now a racist dude could come in there and go, oh, I found something I like. A person that's anti-racist could go in there and say, oh, I saw something I like. A gay person can go in there and say something I like. A person that's straight can see something in there and say, so everybody's welcome. When you push your narrative or you're pushing your election about just one gender, you're going to turn off too many other people.
Yeah.
So
well, I
that's
think
what,
they were trying to get
let me
women
say that.
out to vote.
But women,
You're right.
I'm gonna tell you
There
what
has
hurt.
never been a president,
Right.
or not say never. There has not been a president in the last 20 years
Right.
that had a better chance to win in the understanding of how her life has been laid out. She was married to America's president. She was a congressman. She was the wife who stood by the man who
Cheated. You say cheated?
Like, there was no reason.
Yeah, why do you say cheated? He did it.
Huh?
Why do you say cheated?
Because he really just got his dick sucked, but we ain't want to go there.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't catch him
That's
for what he
not
really
cheating?
did.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
It's cheating, but it's
I don't know. He said cheating.
It's-
Like,
it's-
Well, I mean,
It's
you
not
know,
what he
cheating.
did.
I mean, cheating. Like, they didn't catch him cheating. You know, baby girl just kept her dress. I mean, let's
She
keep it
was
real.
dressed. I mean,
Yeah.
nasty ass.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
yeah, that was set up.
That was for real. Now, it ain't sense me not everybody telling the truth.
Okay, but go ahead, Blue. Finish. I want to say something. To your point.
So there was no for a woman, just a candidate. Forget the women.
She knew everything how to win.
She had every
The formula.
to win.
Yep.
And the only thing that took her down was one thing, and my man did a million things, was about some emails that she was already
But
exonerated.
let me tell you what happened though. See, and this is what I'm saying.
Women didn't want her to be president.
Not only that, there's two reasons why Trump won.
Okay.
One was that point. I
Yes.
saw that debate that night.
Okay.
And here's the problem. When Trump brought up the issue with the emails, Hillary was there listening.
Okay.
And then when Trump said, and when I get to become president, I'm putting her in jail, she froze. She had no comeback. If you remember that, look on the debate. He said that he was going to put her in jail.
So what do you think she froze because
She did.
because she thought he was gonna go to, because she really it became real to her she might go to jail?
It became real that email shit really happened. See, here's the deal, and it's like with comedy, man. When you on stage and the joke don't work, that audience ain't supposed to know the joke didn't work.
True.
You see what I'm saying?
True.
When you sing Blue and you might have messed up a word,
They not I missed the
unless
note.
they singing with you,
Yeah.
they ain't gonna know you
right.
messed it up.
You're right.
Right? So what I'm saying is that was one of the reasons I believe that it was like a defining moment in a debate. But I'm gonna tell you what hurt us. We hurt us. And I'm gonna tell you why. When Obama ran for president,
Okay.
ESPN, Life Channel, you name it, there was always a commercial about every 4 or 5 minutes that talked about going to vote for Obama. Would anybody agree with that?
Okay.
Why didn't we have that same energy when we were voting for Hillary?
Okay.
Either one can answer.
No, I'm gonna take.
Over there
I'm gonna
typing stories and shit.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why.
I don't know what she was writing.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Blue couldn't even
I'm gonna
think.
tell you why we
What
didn't.
the fuck
My
is she
bad.
writing over there?
I'm gonna tell you why we didn't have the same energy.
Okay.
Because the reason why the Republicans won, because they were about the party. They didn't want him either, but they were not going to sacrifice the party and go against him. With us, we were so split that even when Hillary ran, folks still voted for Bernie.
They voted for the broad.
Everybody.
Who wasn't even in the race.
Neither was Bernie.
Yeah. But why? Here's my point. Again, like we just said earlier.
Right.
If I'm watching TV, listening to the radio, and I see a commercial with P. Diddy or Drake or who else? Hov or anybody that is important come up and say, like we did before when Obama was running, get out and vote. We always had a commercial, everybody saying, get out and vote.
We had a personal.
We were divided. We were divided
again. We assumed because Hillary was running and that Obama had won 2 elections in a row, we assumed everybody was going to get out and vote.
Oh no, we definitely assumed.
And CNN put out there, oh, Trump is behind in this poll. Trump is behind in this poll.
First of all, you
Those are
never
all
listen
lies.
to the polls.
Those are all
They're
lies.
never right.
But see, my point being is, you know that, and you know that, but the average person that really is not a thinker in the street is saying, oh shit, he ain't got a chance to win. Why the fuck I gotta take off work and go vote?
But let me tell you something. There were people that went to go vote, and because they did not like Hillary, they didn't vote for presidency at all.
I'm with
Voted
you.
for everything else.
See, now Maria, you don't see
Not
me over
only
here
that,
supporting
but
Hillary.
again-
See, you ain't over there. He's saying what they didn't like about Hillary, and I'm still saying I'm with you. But I'm still saying we didn't have enough energy to put behind her to tell everybody to go out there and vote.
No, we
Why? Why do you think we didn't have enough energy?
Because like I just said, we assumed nobody was going to vote for Trump.
Oh,
Everybody
well,
assumed.
Now, we did
that's
assume.
the problem. We need to.
We did
not
assume that. Look, I had people telling me, and I was like, man, Trump got Hispanic, blacks, all nationalities at his
23%
thing.
Hispanic.
And they were like, no, there's no way in the world.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's no way in the world. I guarantee you there was more men that voted for Hillary than women did.
Probably. Well, some of our viewers feel that. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. She just learned how to read.
I did. Sorry.
But if it was a store ad,
Yeah, you know what I'm
store
saying?
ad,
Yeah, if it was like a sale
should
at,
have had that,
at
Well-
Target.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
Oh, we
my
got
bad.
jokes?
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I did put some French on it.
You did. Okay. Let me see.
TJ.
All right. So they feel that because we had Obama and he was black and he was voted in twice, that they didn't want to vote a woman in.
What?
That's what they said.
No. So what were we supposed to vote for? Somebody
we
that had
supposed to vote for?
somebody that had a tan? The fuck is wrong with it? What are they talking about?
But
That's
you
what
know
it said.
One thing we always have to consider that in America, this country will always be more sexist than racist.
Yes.
Oh,
But-
yes, indeed.
But again, sexist and racist in this situation is not even doesn't really make sense because Trump would be considered sexist, right? But or would he be considered racist?
To be considered racist.
So then, if it's more sexist than racist, you're right.
Yeah.
They voted for against the woman.
So,
But
ladies and gentlemen, that took Danny Green a little bit to catch that one. He was like,
Yeah,
that's it.
See,
Okay.
that's how you do it, though.
That's
when you
it.
slow stuff
You
down,
slow it down.
you don't make a motherfucking
Yeah,
mistake.
you know what I'm saying? You right
say,
about that.
You say, you was right.
No, you're right about that.
But here's my problem, though. Now, I know people hate me on this part. Blue, hold it. Give me an age range. You didn't give me an age, but what's your age range?
Oh, ain't no age range. Everybody knows I had my 50th birthday
Okay, hold
last
on.
year.
51.
Okay, so 53. How old are you, Maria?
Yeah, you ain't gonna get that.
Oh,
You
so
might- you better get back in the damn
see, all I know is
Hey, that was the woman vote right there.
yeah. See, that's why R. Kelly got in trouble. When he asked, they said,
Yeah.
"Do what you gotta do,
You know what I'm
nigga. Do what you gotta do. Don't ask the woman her age." Okay, my point is this. Damn it, I lost my point. Okay. Oh, with Trump, we're old enough to remember, and she is too. When
in some form of fashion.
when
That's real
Trump
slick.
see, that was nice though. When Trump hung out with Oprah,
Okay.
hung out with Mike Tyson,
Okay.
Oh yeah. Did
hung
he?
out with P. Diddy,
Okay.
All of them.
hung out with all the rappers.
Oh, he used to kick it.
Hey, not only that, but rappers had his name in their
All
in
song.
their songs.
Okay,
He was at all the parties.
okay. Everybody watch The Apprentice. They let people see where black people won The Apprentice. See, here's my only issue with it, and I know people hate me for this, but when coming up outside of the five,
The norm.
outside of the five brothers in New York.
Okay.
Pittsburgh Five, outside of that situation,
Okay.
when he went after what a lot of people did because they thought that they had caught the people, no one ever called Trump a racist and prejudiced. They never did. I've never heard it. I'm just being honest. Now, I heard they said, well, his daddy was a slumlord. Let me tell you, there's a lot of fucking slumlords
Yeah, that
out here.
doesn't make you
That
racist.
don't make you racist. That mean, and like my boy said, I have a partner in Ohio. He said, yo, well, man, Trump wouldn't rent to people. I said, well, let me ask you a question. You own property. I said, are you going to rent to somebody that's not going to cover the rent for you? That you know that you're going to have to go out and fight to get it? Yeah, you got it? Okay. I'm not saying these people couldn't pay it, but obviously that's what he felt. But my point being is, at one time, we didn't say Trump was racist.
No. Guaranteed. No, forget about that. You got to understand something. You just like you said it, Trump was at all the popping parties.
All of them.
When the racism card started being thrown up about Trump, you didn't hear Russell say nothing. You didn't see everybody disappeared. You saw Puffy disappear. You saw everybody that used to kick it with him disappear. Now, I'm sorry. Let me change back that about Russell. Russell did say that he didn't in the beginning that he didn't believe that Trump was racist. He was never that he never showed that during the times that they hung out. Now, when it started getting real thick, everybody just fell back. They just disappeared.
Because the norm of the country and black people was like, because us as black people, we have to hold on to something that gives us the reason behind not liking somebody. Not only the truth, but we want to find something to hold on to so that we can justify why we're not going to fuck with this dude and why we're not going to vote. So the thing is, like I told people got mad at me. I said, man, yo, did you call Trump a racist back in the 80s when he went out and got Herschel Walker for all them and owned the New York Generals? I mean, I'm just spitting facts.
I got you.
So my point being is, now he became racist because he went Republican. Because we all think that all the Republicans are racist, and I'm not saying they not, but I'm not saying they are. So because I don't know, I think I'm quite sure there's a gang of Democrats that is racist as fuck, that don't want to see me in their house or come down and have dinner or do anything.
No.
No, ain't no sense we not.
You-
Hey,
you-
Chris
you-
Rock.
You got
Chris
jokes
Rock
on
said.
Marie.
Chris Rock said when you're at the ATM, when you're looking over your shoulder, you ain't looking for Ted Koppel.
Yeah, and you don't. And trust me, when you see somebody that's racist, you don't say, "Well, hey, my man, are you Republican or Democrat?" Because it'll fuck you up. You say, "I'm a Democrat." What's the difference? I don't like your black ass. So what I'm saying is that all of that shit came into play during the election.
Yeah, we got our eyes opened up.
Yeah.
We definitely got our eyes opened up. That it's funny that you can get into politics and just get caught up.
Yeah.
But then you know what? Since you my sports guy,
Holler at your man. And why you look like Nick so much? Is Nick your first cousin? When he came in, I said, "Look at Nick." Fucking Nick he done went blind on me and shit. Got glasses. This motherfucker look just like Nick.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all.
Did
Nick
you
is
see Coco
the
win
producer.
the
That bad
Australia?
girl. Man, she bad.
Did you see her win?
She bad. Yes.
Now you know she beat she beat Osaka. Naomi
Osaka. Oh,
Now she
Osaka-
lost to her last year, but she beat her this year.
but you know what though? Osaka was You know what she did? Osaka was just there to fuck up Serena's chances. That's all. That one time, because she has not really put any. She hasn't really been closing the deal lately.
She's ranked number 1.
But you get ranked number 1 when you win like that type of tournament. You automatically shoot up.
So your girl's 66. So Coco's 66. What do you think she gonna rank after she just beat
She'll move up to about maybe in the 20s.
You think she'll move up to the 20s?
Yeah. Now she wins. If she wins,
that's a hell of a jump.
But she lost in it. She did lose though. But she did get beat though. She lost. I think the next round though.
She'll still jump up with about 30 something.
Yeah, so she'll still go up, but she won't go up to number 1. It's not like, the thing about tennis is that tennis isn't like golf. Well, tennis is like golf. Depending on how many high ranking players are in it, lets you know. Like, so Tiger Woods is now like number 5 or 6, but at one time he was at 1,000. He had jumped down to 1,000. Yeah. But when he won the Masters, and then he won not the Masters, but before the Masters, he won the PGA and the FedEx.
Well, part of it he dropped down because he didn't compete in a whole lot of tournaments.
Yes, that was it. And then he was playing bad. But when he did compete,
played like shit.
Yeah, but then when he competed and started winning, he was playing against all the big boys. So when you play against all the big dudes, their rankings help your rankings.
Yes.
Big Dave, did you play sports?
Not really. I played high school football for like about 3-4 weeks.
Oh man, stop lying. You was the kickball champ.
About 3-4 weeks, and that was about it. Now, I was born and raised a bowler, so that was the only sport that I knew.
Nigga, you know what?
Oh, he a cold bowler. Oh,
We have to go.
I'm telling you, a cold bowler. One of them bowlers that can ride the gutter and come back in.
Mm.
I'm a cold bowler too. I ride the gutter and I ride to the gutter. All the way down. No balls get hit. Hey, I cannot bowl for shit. I like bowling, but I can't bowl for shit.
Oh, I get lucky.
I was a mascot.
I was an athlete though.
I talked to the ladies while they bowl. I was a hand holder.
Let me. Speaking of sports,
I was the cheer, sir.
Speaking of sports, though, real quick.
What's going on?
How do you feel? How do all you guys feel about them canceling the Laker Clipper game?
Oh man, much respect. Much respect.
Yeah.
Like much respect. But it was easier to do it because they were playing the Clippers. Nobody had to travel and they didn't. It
was right in L.A. It was
right in L.A. It was easier to do it. Yeah. Much respect. Oh, but did you see Jay West said that they asked him, did Kobe come to talk to you when he had different situations? He said, yeah. And he said, well, can you name one? Well, there was one where he was really upset. And he was like, I want to lead the Lakers. That's right. And he was like, and he said, lead the Lakers and go where? He was like, to the Clippers. I was like, wow, really? He was wanting to lead the Lakers and go to the Clippers. And he was like, look here, man. Just go chill, lay back, because that would be career suicide. Yeah. I was like, wow.
Listen,
he wanted to go to the Lakers.
Since we're back to Kobe, I saw an interview that A-Rod had with Kobe. Have you seen that?
No.
And he was actually talking about why he uses a helicopter.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
To spend more time with his kids.
Yeah, to spend more time with his
that
kids.
was so sweet.
I mean, you got to think about it. LA's traffic is no joke. And he lived in Orange County.
Yeah.
That would be a travel. Look, the only time I was on the 405 that long, I was going to school, catching the bus.
I mean, I feel like move closer. I'm terrified of helicopters.
But the reason why he lived out there was to have a family structure.
Helicopters are actually safe.
You can have family structure out here. Why you have to be in Orange County?
He felt like it was just too Hollywood for him.
Here's the
for
issue.
families.
Here's the only issue I got with that.
Okay.
I saw Magic Johnson at a Tony Robbins thing one time, actually about a year and a half ago, and Magic told people, if you want to make it, there's going to be sacrifices that your family is going to have to suffer. He said, and you're going to have to tell your family. This is per quote.
Okay.
What I'm doing is for us. You're going to have to deal with what comes with it in terms of me not being there sometimes. In Kobe's case, I believe. Now here's the thing. This accident, as they say it in helicopter, is 1 out of 100,000, 1 out of a million flights. You know what I mean? Like literally, they've only had 3 of these major accidents over the year. The only other time
you only need one.
Yeah, but I only remember the only time I remember another helicopter accident in California was the time, I think it was in the late 90s or early 2000s when the helicopter crashed on the 101. If you remember that near Highland.
Oh right,
remember that?
Right.
It was a producer. Right. It was a little one. You remember that one?
Right.
That was the only time. But what I'm saying is, this and what I'm saying is crazy to say this because the accident happened. So it's all 2020. But to be honest with you, so you in traffic. So you gotta hang in traffic. So your wife gotta see you an hour later than an hour earlier. So your kids gotta see you an hour later than an hour earlier. Sometimes you got to go with, if they like, don't fly. Don't get the special permission. They had both police helicopters down. They didn't let them fly.
Oh, it was not grounded, but it wasn't a no-fly zone.
It was
but it was strongly advised that
whenever he was on
that it was bad conditions.
No, this last one.
It was bad conditions, and it was low visibility.
Right, because we can say all day, well, Kobe shouldn't have flew, but he's been doing that for 20 years. So that was just a situation that sometimes, you know what? It's like, remember, it's that one cousin that comes and visits you, and he never came and visit you.
Right.
Calls you and you in town and comes to your house,
right.
But you feel so fucking uncomfortable. Like, how long is this nigga gonna be here? He ain't never come before. But you can't take 2 days of him being here.
Right.
Nothing against him. It's just cramping your style.
Yeah.
You need to arrive from the airport. Oh, this nigga. It's my first time in Cali. So what I'm saying is, sometimes, man, out of all the flights Kobe had, someone maybe should have said, and I'm saying it does make a difference. It's a shame, but somebody might have said, "Yo, Kobe, you know what, man? You gotta drive today." Or Kobe,
you know why it didn't happen?
Or I'm gonna fly you to Van Nuys.
You know why it didn't happen?
Why?
Because they've been in situations like this before,
Yeah.
and they made it through a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But it only takes one.
It only takes one.
Because they circled around 3 times. Now, if it was your first time, you'd be like, "Hey, man, check this out. Go on and land over there in Burbank."
Yeah. Well,
we calling off the games
They
today.
were circling in Burbank.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to call the games off today. You know what I'm saying?
Or you'll be late. I'm just gonna be a little late.
Anytime I see somebody do something crazy, it seems crazy, people are like, why they think they was going to get away with that? Because they've been getting away with it.
Okay, you know what it's like?
It's been working.
Let's bring it down to what we go through.
Okay.
You go to a club and you get juiced the fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that if the cop catch you drunk, you cracked. But nigga,
If you drink,
I can always make it from Wilshire to Melbourne, whatever you live. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
And then this one night, motherfucking Dick Tracy out there, see your ass, like, there he is. You know what I mean?
Look,
it only takes one.
Only takes one. I got pulled over one time, and I wasn't drinking, but I was messing with my phone. So I was weaving, and he pulled me over, and he was like, "Yo, so have you been drinking?" Now, I just happened to not drink that night. I was out that night.
Right.
I was in the understanding to drink. I just didn't drink. I made it through, but that could have been the night.
But
you know what I'm saying?
I had a situation like that.
I'd have got the DUI.
I had a situation like that in Maryland. I was going to Montgomery County. Do you know that area, Maria?
What area?
Montgomery County.
Maryland.
Maryland area. You know
where it ain't Maryland.
So do you know the
Maryland.
So you know where the 470, the 270 and the 495 split.
Mm-hmm.
You know that what I'm talking about. So you go to Northern Virginia, or you go to Gaithersburg, stuff like that. So I'm back from college visiting my aunt and uncle. God rest my uncles, so love them to death. So I'm down in D.C. with my boys because I graduated my last year in high school in Maryland, at Eleanor Roosevelt. Okay. So I'm lit. I'm hanging with my boys. I'm fucked up, and I'm going back to my aunt and uncle crib off the 270. I'm swerving. I may be swerving a little bit, but the cop get me. Now, for some reason, I have my body is, when lights and shit like that hit me, there's like, I get like a blood rush, and then like I'm outside of my eyes being red.
It'll tear you up.
I'm cool. Cop come over, license please. Bam, I give him a license. He said, "Excuse me, sir, you been drinking or because you been swerving?" I said, "No, I got a quote little address." I said, "Man, look, I'm from out of town. I didn't know which road to take because I had my Ohio license. And I was at that split when he got me. So he looked at it, he said, "Okay, all right, whatever." And he got me out of it. But how many times have we taken that chance to drive drunk? And we think we're going to be good. I'm quite sure, like you said, Kobe done flew that dude done flew
155 times.
155. The Mamba thing's been up there for a minute. The Mamba
Man,
Academy.
let me tell you something.
He's flying every
Well, here's
Sunday.
the thing. First of all, no one is going to do it if they think it's that dangerous. So
You
I
can't.
think-
I don't think you can say that.
I don't think he thought
they
it
don't
was
realize
that
it was
dangerous.
that bad, right?
I think,
That's my point.
You know what I think they thought? I think they thought as we fly further north, that it's going to clear up. And I think what people don't know is like
the same way it was the last 56 times.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. But what happened, I'm serious, this past Sunday, from my house, from my apartment, if I look out my balcony at the back, I can go there. I can see the mountains off of Ventura Boulevard.
Okay.
And I live off of Ventura.
Was it foggy?
On a clear day. It was so foggy that day, I couldn't see them. So just think about if you moving at 100 and something miles an hour, you know, in the canyon, and it's just, you know, it's just, it was almost set up. I mean, it's just, I think it's just the most hurtful, surprising death someone can have, and that we probably experienced in our time out here, man.
It was definitely devastating.
Did
and
you guys hear the interview that T-Mac did?
Huh?
Oh yeah,
man,
T-Mac.
that was
I saw T-Max.
Yeah, he
I
was,
saw.
he was crying, man. It was
I
a
didn't.
shame.
I didn't know that. You know, you would assume. I mean, you would really assume that Barkley and Kobe had a relationship in some form of fashion.
Yeah.
They didn't have one at all.
Yeah.
Like he was like, we knew each other, but that was it. And like, it just seemed like you would just assume that understanding. So the only people that could really give their real full perspective on the relationship was Shaq and Kenny Smith.
Oh, and Derek Fisher. Yeah.
Oh well, Derek Fisher, but I'm talking about that.
But you know what? Even
radio
with Shaq, and Shaq's my
or
guy.
TV
But
show.
even with Shaq, I saw a pain there, but I saw a different type of pain. I saw, you know, because it seemed like, because when Shaq was saying like, this is, I never felt this bad until, you know, when my father died,
Right.
and my sister died, and it was like that. But I expected, I just feel like I expected a little bit more.
Let me
from
tell you
that
something.
situation.
The pain that you
From
saw from
Shaq?
Shaq was,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you what the pain you saw from Shaq.
And Diesel's my guy,
Shaq,
so I love him.
Shaq had he had something that a lot of people will probably never have with Kobe. He had experienced every emotion with Kobe.
The other
He
part
had
of it.
experienced
The legacy.
the legacy, the brothership, the I'm mad at you brothership.
Yeah.
He had the ups and downs. I love you. I want to kill you. I want to hurt you. I mean, he
Any other reconciliation?
he had every emotion with him, and and reconciliation. He had every emotion with him, and when you have every emotion,
It's complete.
you're complete. Like you're closer. Like I always say, friends haven't really connected the full bond if they hadn't had a real disagreement.
Yeah, but I think, like when I saw T-Mac, when I saw his interview, I was really more emotionally touched. But I mean, if we're gonna just kind of judge, you know, different type of emotions.
Well, I think it's unfair to decide on someone's
Somebody's
hurt
emotion?
by the way they
I
react.
didn't say he wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
I said that I didn't feel like I felt when he said T-Mac. T-Mac and Kobe had connected when they were
Right,
18
right.
and 19. And T-Mac actually stayed with Kobe in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And through the years. And even Kobe would say, T-Mac was one of my hardest guards.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, my God.
you know, so that was a brotherhood of love all the way through. What Blue just said about Shaq was, Shaq and Kobe it was up and down. Even up to last year when Kobe said, cheek and tongue, but Shaq took it personal. You know, if he was in shape, we would have won 10. We would have won 10, and then Shaq got, you know what I'm saying?
True.
It was true. Yeah, it probably was true.
Well,
but
you had
it
a different opinion on it because you had an opinion on it.
Yeah.
You've been had an opinion on their relationship because it's the world has always set up that in
I
public.
think too, but I also think too because I know what one of the issues Shaq had with Kobe.
Right.
Like I said, that I don't say I'll never go never go public with it because
Right.
we would sit talk, and it wasn't that it was so negative on him, but it's just what he has said. But I feel like they totally wasn't back, and I think that's what probably hurt Shaq more than anything. That they really wasn't totally back to being where they was when they first, you know, that they really.
Now you know the person that's trying to jump in your casket is always the person you had the most conflict with.
Yeah.
Probably. Who's Tracy McGrady?
T-Mac.
T-Mac. That's what we
Oh,
were
that's
talking
who
about.
y'all were talking about?
Yeah.
Did you say that full name earlier?
We said
Or
T-Mac. We didn't say
Okay.
Tracy
Well, they
McGrady.
said Tracy McGrady.
And
Yeah,
you,
that's
and you
fine.
wanted to know who Tracy McGrady is?
Yeah.
Well, somebody said that he was close to Kobe.
No, but then you
Who
said
was?
who's Tracy McGrady? You asked the question, right?
I did.
And I was going to thank you because most people would have sat there and didn't want to act like they
Oh,
didn't
I didn't
want to
know who
be
T.
not who
McGrady
T-Mac was. So we
T-Mac.
appreciate You better watch your tone.
Yep.
You know what, Blue? I'm happy you sitting here, man, because this shit could have got.
We're
ugly
switching
company.
seats next week.
No, we ain't. We
FYI.
stay right where we at. I want you at a choking distance.
Now, the
For
only
me.
reason why I brought up T-Mac is because I thought it was interesting about one of the things that he revealed during the interview is that.
What you great say?
Yeah, he said that Kobe always said, and I'm sure it changed once he had kids.
And that's what he said.
But he said that Kobe always said, "I want to die young."
Yep. So he can be.
I want to be immortalized, and I want to have a better career than MJ.
Yep.
So I just thought
that's heavy.
That's something for you to think about.
And he said, and T-Mac said, I'm quite sure that was something that he was younger, but that once he had children, that
That it changed for Kobe?
that attitude, yeah.
Oh no, it has to change. Look,
It
let
has
me
to
tell
change
you
for
something.
everybody, most
Let
people.
me tell you something. Look, when I was younger and the song 1999 came out, there was no thought in my mind that I was going to be here for 1999. And that was 20-year difference.
Yeah.
But there was no thought in my mind. Now at 50 years old, and I understand that life is not promised to you. That every day you know where you've been, but you don't know where you're going. Shit. Every day's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I get it. That Kobe had a whole different mind. That dude had a mindset of greatness. Like, you know how some people are so good at this life that you feel like, man, I ain't doing.
I'm not doing
shit.
enough.
I ain't doing enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This dude was good at. I can see how his spirit said, "I've done everything I need to do in this body."
But did you know he was doing
agree,
all
but
that?
I disagree though. I don't like, because I don't think because I think I look at it differently. I look at Kobe as a guy, like we spoke earlier.
Right.
I think like yesterday when we were talking.
Right.
I look at Kobe as a guy that he was so driven to be the best.
Okay.
That he alienated himself from a lot of people
He had
that
to.
probably wanted to be. He had to, but in some cases maybe he had to, or maybe he didn't. In terms
Okay.
of his family and something like that. You do have to alienate yourself to become great, but I think Kobe did it in a way where he started turning people off, even other players. Because believe it or not, there's a player in the league. I can't say who it is, but I was on a cruise ship with his sister.
You
and her
sure can't say a lot.
Well, you know what? I can't say it because I can't say. You know why? Because when you talk, you know why though? Because Blue, this is the difference. We're doing a podcast, and there's gonna be somebody that's going to take it, and they're gonna cut it differently than what we put it out, and they're gonna run with it. You got a phone call, and then what happens
We're
is
taking calls.
I know, but he just said.
Sure, I don't mind taking
Yeah.
off.
And then I think what happens is it comes out differently. But I remember I was on a cruise ship, and there was a player that was a free agent, and he was a big time free agent. And I was on a cruise ship with his sister and her fiance that was about to get married.
Okay.
And we were shooting dice. And I
Okay.
was like, oh man. She said, oh, you know who my brother is? I'm like, no. And she told me, I was like, oh yeah. And I said, damn, why don't you tell him to come to the Lakers? You know, I was like, you know, and he was like, my brother can't stand Kobe. That's what he said. My brother can't stand Kobe. But he's one of the dudes now that talked about revering Kobe. So Kobe changed. Kobe turned off a lot of people in the beginning of his career.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't want to say that, but it's true. But I think what happened is now, you know, bringing it up what you was talking about, Blue, and what we talked about yesterday, I think Kobe saw when having kids and saw the difference. He's like, yo, you know, I can kind of be, I don't have to have that.
I can relax now.
I don't have to have that edge on me to prove something. I'm there. And then he opened up himself to people. And I think what happened was, that's the sadness. And I think that's what hurts everybody, that he didn't get a chance to now be that dude.
He was still evolving.
He was evolving.
Ah.
You know, you like.
I got you. Real quick.
Go ahead.
This is Blue Mitchell, and you're calling out of the blue. What's happening?
Get it together, Blue. Get it together. Praise God.
Oh, Seymour, what's up, baby?
Oh, you know who it was?
Oh, baby, I know that sexy voice I'm trying to tell you. Sounds like the bird outside my window every morning.
Dang, what kind of bird you got?
Oh, I don't know. I'm about to go get me a BB gun. That's for damn sure.
Talking about
Huh?
in regards to Kobe, you know how you said his his work ethic
Yes, ma'am.
and all this kind of stuff. You notice that no one really is mentioning his mom and dad and his sister.
Yeah.
Where do y'all think he got that mentality from? His father.
He did.
And when I hear people talk about Jerry West being a father figure to him, maybe when their relationship was strained, I can kind of see him maybe somewhat
Right.
doing that. But Kobe's father is very active, was very active in his life, and was the one that put that in him. But you rarely hear anybody talk about his parents or his sister.
I hope that relationship had been fixed before this happened, because
That's
now
what I've said, too.
I pray to God
Yeah.
that it was fixed.
And what's her name, young lady?
Seymour.
Seymour. Let me say
Seymour.
one thing. Though. I want to.
But also, I
hold on,
think
Seymour.
Jerry West is the only one that I've heard. I think Magic Johnson said that he spoke to him, but Jerry West is the only one that I've heard publicly say that his mom and dad and his sisters are traumatized.
Yeah.
Oh, most
No
definitely.
one
Yeah.
else really speak about his parents. They act like he didn't have a dad.
Yeah. But
Mr. Jelly Bean was in his life, and that's where he got that mentality from.
Okay.
Right,
now,
right.
I understand
Okay, let
they
me-
had a little strain, but that's still their child.
Right.
That's their only son.
Miss Seymour, let me correct
So
you on
that's
one
what
thing.
I wanted to
Let me
say.
cor-
And who's the gentleman on the end that's very quiet?
That's Big Dave. That's our news. That's our news. Black news.
Can she hear me? Damn.
Yeah,
The
she
mic-
just she
the
hear
mic
you, but she
bar
ain't
a
trying to
little
hear you.
Oh, there's low?
Seymour.
I'm sorry.
D Green's trying to ask you a question, but I know you're ignoring.
Can you hear me?
She said it's the beard.
Can you hear me now?
No,
Can you hear me
the
now?
mics are a little low.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, your mic is low.
I wanted to say something. I want to make one correction. His dad, his mother, Kobe says that he got that attitude and that mentality from his mom. If you see the interview.
Well, my point is his parents.
Yeah.
People are rarely talking about his mom and dad.
Yes.
saying
Well,
nobody's
here's the
talking about them
problem,
now.
because Kobe's just up to a couple years ago, they had reconciled, and then it was the situation with
About
his
the
mother
house.
wanted to get a house.
Memorabilia.
He gave her $250,000 to buy a house. She wanted more money so she can get a bigger house. So she started selling his high school and high school and earlier pro stuff,
Well,
and
she
then
did
that
an
was
auction
it.
for it.
Right.
And he
so
stopped.
I heard about that.
yeah. So now I'm gonna tell you something. On the sister part, Kobe was very close to his. I knew Kobe in the beginning, and the sisters and him were out here.
Very much
They
so.
used to be. They were the kind of the bodyguards.
Right.
Like you couldn't get to Kobe unless you got through the sisters.
Right.
So I think what you're saying is true. In terms of Jerry West, I think we just have to. We can't be hard on Jerry West, because Jerry West was the guy that made the trade for Kobe to come to L.A. And I think at the time.
I'm not being hard on Jerry West. What I said was he and I think Magic were the only two people that I've heard mention his parents.
Yes. Well, and
That's what
I
I
think
said.
you're so right about that, and I think it's unfair even to the media, because we haven't. But the problem is, if that relationship was so strained, there's no way of knowing his, the connection with his parents. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Right.
Like his
But
parents
they're
wasn't even at
still
the
his
retirement.
parents.
His parents didn't even go to the retirement of
Final
the.
day.
They haven't
Yeah,
been to
they didn't.
anything in a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, they
since
didn't.
he been married.
Right.
Listen,
But this
But
is my
they're
thing
still his
too.
parents.
And I pray
Oh,
that
no, they still his
his
parents.
Oh no, no, no,
Lost
no!
their
I'm not.
child.
No, I'm not
you
knocking
know,
that
learn
at
from
all.
this,
Yeah.
That some things that we have issues and we don't talk and we assume that we can fix it later. You
Right,
may
right.
not have it later. I heard Paul Pierce say the one thing that he pulled from this is that he reached out to his mom and said, you know what, I want to get closer to my father.
He said he wanted to find out who his daddy was. Right? He didn't know who his dad was.
So that's what I hope that others take from this.
Yeah.
Now, there's some people you do have to stay the hell away from. That's true. You can't fix everything. But some of this petty stuff where we're kind of got our egos and stuff like that, we don't know. Like you said, Blue, we don't know where we're going, but we know.
Man,
But you-
man,
but
we
you-
know where we been, but we don't know where we going.
But look, but
Slide that in. But,
everybody
you know,
up
just
here,
make peace.
but everybody
So we
on this
just don't know.
panel knows, and some of the most strained relationships you will ever have is with your family.
Man,
And that's,
yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, and people
Because
have
those
gone
are
to
the
their
people that hurt
graves.
you the most, 'cause
Right.
they're the closest to
Right.
you.
So people have gone to their graves and with stuff that
Words left
they,
unsaid.
right, because I would go to Blue probably quicker and say, yo, man, 5 years down the line, my bad on that shit, man. I fucked up. And you would be more inclined to accept it than you have a family member that other family members are driving off it and playing off it. And then you got to remember, Kobe was, Kobe's, people don't, the one thing I don't want to hold it against him, but Kobe was not a city dude. He was not a street dude. He grew up in Italy. So he grew up differently.
Italy don't like the parents.
No, but no, it's not about your parents. But Blue, when you have a lot given to you as a child, and you don't have to suffer a lot sometimes.
Okay.
You can get a personality that can be yours, and no one else can change it. We can see it with rich white kids all the time. They talk crazy to their parents. You be like, why would you talk crazy? You know, your parents got you in $1 million crib. You drive a Ferrari to school, and you hate your mom because she didn't want to give you gas money or some shit. So we know that can happen.
I'm not really gonna speak on what if Kobe was the fault or the parent was the fault.
Oh, no, I don't think.
What I am gonna speak on is they both lost.
Yeah.
In the understanding of time.
Yeah.
And as Maria say, you know what you can't get back? Time.
Well,
Is there another phone call?
She's such an intelligent woman.
Question, my man. Check your email.
It's a good thing I like you.
What's the question? What's the next question?
No, there wasn't. Thanks, Seymour. Love
Thank
you for
you,
calling.
Seymour.
Yeah, thank you, Seymour. Thank you so much.
All right, before we roll out, we got to, no pun intended, roll out. We got to talk about what y'all thought about the Grammys.
I think the Grammys are bullshit. And that's
I'm serious. What did you watch it?
No.
Oh, you ain't got a TV. Okay, Maria, you got a TV. Oh, you were with me.
I was with you.
We was watching it with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was your favorite performance?
Thanks for the invite. Go ahead.
Oh no,
You were invited.
That was the Sunday you supposed to be taking
invited.
pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, I had shit on my mind, man.
Yeah, I know you did. Hey.
Okay, damn, you got me, boo.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
What was your best performance?
Lizzo.
Lizzo was your best performance. I thought John Legend
Legend
was the better performance. I mean, I thought it was the best performance.
I have a question with this.
Okay, how about your boy?
Was Alicia Keys drunk? Because they said she was walking funny to the stage.
No, but I'm gonna tell you,
think she was
the
in the
energy
moment.
of this year was not even half the energy of last year when she hosted.
I think because of what? But I think also because of this COVID.
Everybody
situation.
kept saying because of the Kobe thing. Yes, it was a. So as a host, then it would have been my
gotta
job
rise above.
to lift the audience
Yeah, you gotta rise above.
higher.
Yes,
like,
you did.
to
She
be.
tried to do that.
Who's the host?
The energy just.
Who was the
wasn't
host?
same.
Did she-
Alicia
Alicia
Keys.
Keys.
Oh, she was the host this year.
Oh,
But she
okay.
ain't got that kind of personality.
Oh, she
Actually,
rocked it
she
last year.
did.
Oh, so she hosted last
she
year.
rocked it last year.
Then she must have. I think sometimes, man, if Sunday and Monday, driving around LA.
What?
No, I'm saying Sunday.
You blaming those Sunday
He gon-
and Monday.
D Green gonna get a reason. He gonna have a reason.
Sunday and Monday, driving around LA, the air felt heavy.
It did.
Everything going. So what I'm saying is that probably transferred to the
It did.
Grammys, bro.
It did.
People just
I think it did.
people
'Cause
didn't.
everyone was a little.
Yeah,
Everybody was a little somber.
So,
you shocked, man. It was
Dick,
just-
so you
What's up?
saying that
Not
if you ever
not
on
Blondie.
stage and you bomb,
Ah,
you only gonna bomb on a Sunday or a Monday?
Yeah, I'm only allowed to bomb on Sundays because nobody comes to the show on Sunday.
you used to host Chocolate Sundays too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's chocolate Sundays?
Oh man, that's the
that's the
so
hottest
Fat
club right now.
Tuesdays was the hottest.
The hottest.
Improv was the
The-
hottest.
Yeah.
And then
Chocolate
Chocolate
Sundays,
Sundays was the hottest.
We were the first.
Those are the three.
We were the first black night in Hollywood ever. Chocolate Sundays. I mean, Fat Tuesday. We were the first. And then after us, they came up with the Improv with Spike.
Right.
Now, other people did black shows, like would have a comedy day, but we
No.
had there was nothing like what we had. We had Magic, Henry
yeah.
Winkler, Robin Williams,
But
Denzel. You name anybody that was a star in the '90s. Tupac. One time, Tupac came about 15 deep, and Guy was gonna let him in, and Tupac said, "Nah, man, you gotta make your money, pay for everybody."
but you gotta think about it. The three we just named
Mm-hmm.
are the top number one spots in LA.
Yes.
They now things might change in participation, but it still doesn't change the ranking of the Improv, the Comedy Store, and the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the ranking. It might change participation. Like nights might switch up on who's better nights.
Yeah.
But if you want to, if you've been in the main room of any three of those,
Yeah.
your comedy level is here.
Mm-hmm. And to answer the question though, I probably really haven't bombed in years. Now, but I had You know, I remember when I did have some bad shows, and I knew those shows were bad because, you know, I never lied to myself, and I always broke out with a slight sweat, like on top of my forehead, like, you know what, this shit really ain't going that great tonight.
Okay.
But I've always
Well, we know you ain't humble.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not. But I haven't bombed in years.
Okay. All right.
But you know what though? Because I work at it. I keep working. I mean,
No,
you know,
hey,
you
look.
know me, Blue. You've been following me for a long
Man,
time.
I've been following you for a long time.
I'm a writer. I
That's a
write.
nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
You know, Blue, you've been on my nuts for a long time.
Yeah,
What the hell?
yeah. That's That's
Yeah, pretty much.
See, I learned that from watching these news people. You know how you get people off your ass. You just you get that dude to be your friend. You know, hey Maria, you remember when we went hang out and had a beer? Then you want to get mad at me now because we had a beer
Out with
together.
that.
Well, I want to tell you, I know
Been
we
watching
started
some.
late. I definitely want to tell you that we appreciate you
Yes.
tuning in. This was the first run.
Inaugural.
Yes, this was the inaugural understanding. I guarantee you, it will be better and better every Thursday. We're gonna lock it on in.
Yes.
We're trying to give you the best of us.
Yes.
So I appreciate you tuning in. My name is Blue Mitchell.
It's your boy D Green,
D
aka
Green!
Black D
And
Grizzle.
the beautiful,
Fine,
no doubt about it.
sexy.
Look at it.
God damn.
Jump over the fence and tear your shirt.
That motherfucker.
Maria,
over there.
Maria.
Yes, yes.
No Spanish descent.
No Spanish descent. And we'll shoot your ass if you ever call her the B word. She will shoot you.
And our man that you will be definitely seeing him on the desk with us from time to time.
This nigga in the corner.
Yes. Black News, Big Dave.
We should just say this nigga in the corner. I think that would be funny.
What did we? We're
kinda
not going to say
dismissive.
that.
Oh, we're not gonna say that?
No,
No,
we're not.
Sorry.
Bigger.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
Dave. Sorry, just Dave in the corner over here.
And our engineer that came in here and saved our life. We appreciate you, my brother.
Nick's
Thank you,
look
Jesus.
Nick's look-alike.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I
and
swear
his-
to God,
and
I
his-
said Nick. I called him Nick when he came in.
And his beautiful wife, better half.
Oh, you got a wife? What am I saying? Where's the woman at?
That's the
Oh,
one
let
that
me see.
waving her hand.
Stand up. Let me see what you look like,
I
girl.
appreciate you coming because I know y'all was going to see Bad Boys 3.
Bad boy.
Yeah,
What you gonna do?
which did an amazing job.
Over 200 million for you, bad boy.
As we leave, we're going to play a slideshow, vocals featuring Blue Mitchell of Kobe and Gigi, and their
Oh, that's nice.
their murals that have been painted all over the city of LA. Much love, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Peace.
Good
Out of
night.
the blue, baby.
Blue, did you get that one on Ventura Boulevard? Did you see that mural that they painted with Gigi and him?
Which
I
one?
took a picture of it. It's right there in Ventura and.
Which one?
Is the video's not playing? Is it going?
Is the video playing, my man?
No.
You don't know how much you are a blessing to me. So surreal, I can't believe the life I had
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. Welcome, welcome to the #1 show that you will hear anywhere in this country or any other continent in the world. You're listening to Out of the Blue, starring Blue Mitchell, Maria,
Hey, it's your girl Maria,
and your boy Danny Green.
D Green.
Out of the blue, y'all, where anything might come out of our mouths, out of the blue.
A good opinion is everything.
Maria,
It's Maria.
and your boy Dannon Green.
D Green.
This show will contain anything you may think you might not hear.
You know what you can't get back? Time.
Which means it's out of the blue.
Maria.
We'll say something that you may not even think we may not be thinking about.
Are you for real?
Pay attention, everybody. Understand.
That's why the show is called Out of the Blue.
Blue Mitchell.
A good opinion is everything.
Hello.
They said that out of the blue. We used to hear that phrase all the time. Man, that came out of the blue. Now, every week you can listen to a show called Out of the Blue. Your host, Blue Mitchell. Your co-host, Maria.
It's Maria.
D Green, a.k.a. Black, a.k.a. D Grizzle. Your boy, Danny Green. You want to learn about life?
What the hell?
You want to learn about love? You want to learn about fashion? Whatever you want to learn about. Blue Mitchell will say it out of the blue.
3 opinions.
Man, come on. Turn your dial. Keep your dial. At this station. What's really cool, what's very unique about the show,
It's
is that everything you hear will be coming out of the blue. I don't know what Maria gonna talk about,
What the hell?
but I'm sure it's out of the blue. I don't know what Blue Mitchell gonna talk about,
Blue Mitchell.
but I'm sure it's out of the blue. And you know, whatever I talk about, it's gonna be out of the blue. This is the #1 team, y'all. 2 dark-skinned brothers and a light-skinned snow bunny chocolate bar.
Are you for real?
The engineer who said snow bunny. Everybody know what a snow bunny is.